Yay! Session 0.
Yay! Hello! I don't know if anyone's actually in the chat yet, but hi! Welcome to our Session 0 of the mostly sort of nameless campaign that I'm going with right now. It is a homebrew story in a homebrew world, very magic-oriented locale. What I would like to do is have everyone introduce themselves, because we do have some new players that have not played with each other before, and people I haven't met, so I would like to get to know everybody. It's like standing up in front of the classroom and telling everybody all your awkward likes and dislikes.
Do we have an icebreaker? Like, if you could have a tree that could grow anything, what would it grow? Or
Not that one. Don't pick that one.
what's
that
your
one makes
favorite shape of pasta? These are just examples. You don't have to take my examples.
He
Oh,
literally
just
has a hat.
What are your favorite pizza toppings?
pizza toppings. Kyle, you're just trying to provoke a reaction at this point.
He's trying really hard to use the good mic, and it... Stop it. You're
I thought it
outshining.
sounded great, Kyle.
It does, and that's why I'm saying stop, because you're outshining everybody else.
No, keep it going.
Does anyone want to go first, or am I going to have to go down the line in...
Oh, the teacher's gonna have to call us out.
Yeah, voluntel.
Bottom of the list.
boy.
Bottom of the list.
Yeah,
Haha,
go with that
Kyle.
one.
Well, from what I'm seeing currently, you are at the bottom of the list. It hasn't
Oh.
updated. Sin.
I'm going by stream. Stream is the truth. I don't know.
On
Whatever.
my stream, I'm seeing you at the bottom of the list.
Yeah,
So,
she has a
This is
point.
getting really aggressive.
so Sin, who are you?
Like personally or in the game?
Yes.
Who am I? I am Sin. I play in a bunch of games on here. Kyle and I sometimes run some, and we have been doing this for a while now. 1.5 years, I believe.
It
or
hasn't been that long.
It has.
Feels longer than that to me.
I don't believe that.
Well, Sean, you disappeared, so you don't get an opinion. So,
Wow, harsh. Wow, harsh.
Well said.
yeah, so we have fun playing a bunch of games. I was actually in Athy's other homebrew towards the later half. I showed up with my my wee little bard. But yeah, this one I think I'm gonna try out one of your new races. But I kind of want to hear what everybody else is going to be doing. As a player, I still think I'm pretty new, although my weekly games amount to much. But I've only been playing D&D for a couple years now. But yeah, lots of fun. I met all you lovely people, and yay!
Hey. So I see Sean.
All right, that's me. I'm Sean. I've been with the Captain's Reboots for quite some time at this point, though there was a hiatus. I don't know if disappearing is the correct term for that, but I did have to leave for a while, but I've played in games and run games throughout my time, and then I've played D&D for longer than I'd care to admit publicly. So now I'm here. This is my first game after being gone for a little while, my first game back, though I am going to be running a game opposite this one, but that's a whole other issue. So yeah, that's me, Sean. Hi.
Hi. Kyle, are you able to jump in?
Yeah, sure. I'm Kyle. I'm the other half of Captain Reboots. I've played D&D for... Okay, I've played D&D for more years than I haven't played D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Get over it. That's me in a nutshell. I don't really... Well, give me a prompt, then.
You were in Athy's other homebrew?
Yeah, I was also in Athy's other homebrew. Obviously, we've also done homebrews with the group, so...
Curse.
Detroit Curse. Indeed, some of you, I mean, Mike, I know I've played with a couple of times. GG Nelly, I've seen you in chat. Connor, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kyle.
Hello.
Thank you, Kyle. Mike, it's your turn to speak to the class.
Hello, I'm Mike. I've been playing D&D for about a year and a half, actually starting in my high school with Athena, as we have a little group over there. I played a couple of things in Captain Reboot's channel. I'm right now currently playing on the Saturdays game of Dark Isle. I played in Athy's little 9-shot game, and currently for Captain Reboot, that's all. But I've been playing some games. Other than that, I'm happy to get in this. I have an idea, or at least a starting for the character that I'm hopefully going to play here. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you.
Nelly.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nelly. In the band, I'll be playing Skippy.
You're kind of cutting out a little bit, for me at least.
Me too.
Sorry.
Is this any better? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, what's up? Nelly. In this campaign, I'll be playing Skippy. I've played D&D for not too long. I think I really actually played it my first time in like late 2018. I can't remember what else people were saying.
Well, don't you do a cool thing, like on the side?
Oh, yeah. So on the side, I review and, well, actually, this is the side. So on the side, I play D&D, but on the reg, I review and make podcasts and review video games and all that for a company called The Good Game Report, and you can find us at ggwpreport.com. Yeah. I just hit Mike.
Awesome. And Connor.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Connor. I am new to this group of peoples. Hello. I've been playing D&D for 7-8 years now, and this is my first campaign with a lot of you, so I'm excited to get to know you all and all your characters.
Yay.
Yay.
And I am Athena. I go by Athy. I have been playing I played D&D started playing about 20 years ago. There was a bunch of years off. I think around when 4th edition happened, I stopped playing. But I am back. I, like Mike mentioned, I sort of accidentally started a D&D group at the high school that I work at, and I have been indoctrinating the youths into D&D since then. Yeah, I've had this campaign rolling around for a couple years now, so I do tend to get scatterbrained, so that is a warning. Like, if I go quiet, it's because I'm trying to put my brain back in order. And because of that, I'm not really going, I'm in the Twitch chat, I'm not going to be paying terrible attention to it because my ability to focus on too many things at once will break. And so if someone wants to keep track of what's going on there, cool.
I'll take care of that.
So, yes, this campaign is mostly on the lighthearted side. There's whimsicalness and shenanigans. It can have its darker moments, but a lot of that also depends on what direction the party wants to go and how much they break. I have 3 new races that are available to the players if they so choose. There is a highly industrious insect race called the Gadakai, a superstitious harpy-esque bird race, and an elemental base animal elemental sort of based. Like it's hard to be vague with these characters. But some of the things I wanted to go through with you guys as players, like I had mentioned it before in chat, that if you, because this is going to be like, it does have a lot of like it's like a more role play heavy game. Like there's definitely going to be battles and stuff like that, but there's a lot of role play elements. So I wanted to give you guys the option, if you wanted to work together and come up with an integrated backstory about how all you guys already know each other and are an integrated party, you could start at level 3. But if you want to all decide you want to meet each other, we'll start at level 1 to do that. So what do you guys think on that?
So you're strong-arming us into role-playing our way to level 3. That's one way to give experience. I like that.
Well, I'm not making. Yes, like I want you guys to like, if you want to work out stuff, that's cool. If not, also cool. So what are your thoughts on that?
I'm down with it. I'm down with making an integrated backstory.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Just like other quick questions. Did you guys want to use flanking or no? Rules-wise.
I have no opinion on that currently myself. I don't know if anyone has or has not.
I feel like it's not on in most games, so I would have trouble remembering. But I can go either way if the group really wants flanking. I feel like it's well, it could hurt me a lot if I end up playing the race that I'm planning on playing, but I mean, I'll go with the group.
So I made it an option because I know like I've played in groups that have it on or not, so.
I mean, can we go yay or nay? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we do a yay or nay situation?
It sounds like nobody has an opinion.
Nay.
Nay.
Yeah.
So that's 2 nays. Okay.
Nay.
No flanking. No, it's okay. So I want to bring up something. Like, this is an idea I got from a friend of mine. I think it's from another roleplay system. I don't remember what, but it's the concept of being able to succeed, but at a price. Meaning, say, like, you're climbing up a tree, and the DC to get to the top is 12. You roll an 11. You could take the option to fail or succeed, but something could happen. Like, you might wrench your shoulder and not be able to use your arm for X amount of time, or something narratively appropriate. Like, if you think that could add to situation.
I think it's a fun idea. And like in those like kind of moments when you're in like a big struggle and like you kind of have to balance out, well, is it worth it to succeed in this and maybe not succeed somewhere else, kind of thing. I think it adds a cool element.
Because, like, depending on the situation, it could have, like, degrees. Like, say, like, instead of rolling 11, you rolled a 10. Do you want to push it that far? Like, is it worth pushing that far? But I don't think I'd go further than that. Because you might, like, lose your limb entirely, you know, like, that sort of situation. If it gets that bad. But, I just thought, like, it was a neat concept, and I wanted to, like, offer it up to you. Is that something you would like to try doing?
Yeah, I think it's a cool one.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
down
like
to
it
try
could
it.
be interesting.
Cool.
I feel like that can make for a lot of dangerous and fun situations. So yes.
Because like it still counts in like you're trying to deceive somebody or charm somebody, like depending on what you're doing, like you could succeed, but it could cause some shenanigans to happen as well. It's not only just like physical skill situations, it's pretty much any. I think outside as skill based, I'm not really gonna implement this in like battle because that we have crit fails and stuff like that already. I guess the next thing is like I usually like keep track of everyone's passive abilities. So instead of like making you roll something, like if your character is standing close enough to something and their passive is high enough, I'd say, you notice this without like triggering something or like alerting you guys as to there may be something in the vicinity. I might just say you see something or you don't, depending on the situation. Do you guys have any questions about anything? Because I know like I have a lot of like info that I threw at you in the Discord channel.
So, well, I do want to get to the map eventually, but the 3 different races, I guess, I assume all the other, like, standard races are applicable, and we talked about, like, kind of any kind of rampant racism against any of them, but I know from your other homebrew, like, it was very particular where each of these races were from. Do they not intermingle? Do they intermingle? And how do they kind of interact with the regular races?
Yes, they're separate but not. Like the azan-hi, they had kept themselves secret for many, many hundreds of thousands of years even, so that they're just now coming out, and like the younger ones are starting to venture out into the world. So like they're around, they're definitely wanting to learn. Like, but basically when you run into one of them, or if you're playing one of them, if they're recently out in the world, they don't really know anything about how the world works. They're very naive in that way, because their culture is not everybody else's culture, obviously, so there could be mishaps and stuff, but they're definitely out there trying to learn. With the Gadakai, the refugees, because they're a very they would be considered one of the monster races, along with like goblins and lizard folk and orcs and stuff like that, but they're kind of more seafaring in a way, like boats and pirating essentially, and trying to like overtake. It's okay. Like they take a lot of what they need to survive from other people. Like they don't grow their own food, they don't raise their own cattle, stuff like that, so they'll take it from others. And they weren't always that way. So like the refugees and the renegades who've gone off are trying to kind of go back to the way they had been in their past, in their away and out. And a lot, like there are pockets of refugees in other countries, but the one place they're in on this map where they are to the west, on the little island called Kish over in this corner. That's pretty much where like that pocket of them are here, but they do travel out to the other places just to see what's going on. Like they want to build, they want to have a place of their own, they just don't yet. So like some of them are trying to separate themselves from like the main their main race, to like be able to have trade, to be able to like live a normal life. It's just really hard because most people see them as raiders. And Gwaihir, they're like 90 like 100% like separate from everybody because they are up on the floating islands where generally people can't get up there in most of the time, like 9 times out of 100. They're whatever's coming down is going to die because there's what's called the rend that covers pretty much it's like a part of the atmosphere that it's invisible, but it's just a violent force that is preventing like flight too high to get up to those islands, and anything coming down will get torn apart. So it's like one of them that survive coming down is very, very, very rare.
Whoops.
So there's that.
So, okay. So, with that, I don't know if I need to like change something with my character in post. I noticed that in the like backstory of the race, the males from that species don't really do a whole lot because they're kind of like guarded.
They're like the pampered princesses essentially, like because there's not a whole lot of them, and they're taken care of because they don't want them to get hurt or damaged, you know.
So with that, and with a super force that would destroy me trying to come down from the islands, do I need to like fix my character a little bit, or am I still good?
I mean, I'm playing one too. I guess I have the same kind of question.
Do you guys want to have come down together, like somehow hit this, like fallen at the same time, hit the same like slipstream or however? Because you will have taken a big fall.
I mean, if we're like, I mean, what are you thinking? Because I think if we're kind of collaborating the party, that's just one added step.
Yeah.
Can I ask something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
My character has or had at least a farm or a vegetable kind of garden thing. I've possibly fall.
What?
Character either like a farm or like a vegetable garden type of situation. Backstory that I thought was necessary for. Would you guys have maybe fallen into that?
You're cutting out a bit. All I heard was something about a vegetable garden.
Well, his character is like a farmer, I believe, so he
Oh.
was wondering if you guys wanted to land in his farm.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Which is very possible.
yeah, I think that's totally plausible. Like you describing the kind of forces around there, I feel like maybe like what I initially thought was that who would jump on purpose? Like, or who would get caught up in that either way on purpose? So maybe there was some kind of outcast thing.
So my character's thing was I was going really lighthearted with this. Was he was just kind of didn't want to be pampered a bunch, and so he just wanted to go out and explore and see what the world was. That's kind of his thing. But I can definitely add on to that.
No, I mean maybe you were a rebel from the beginning, and maybe I
It's not
talked
a
you into
phase,
something.
Mom.
But that's perfectly fine. You guys definitely would know that like going too far down is very dangerous. It could have been some situation where one of you got hurt and fell, the other tried to grab them, and you both got caught up in the rend and got beaten around. So you would have been like really like messed up upon landing because you would still have fallen. Being that you guys can fly, you could have at least maybe one of you or both of you could have managed to catch yourself a little bit to slow yourself enough to like hit the ground without breaking everything.
Yeah.
But you would have needed a lot of help.
Plus
like,
that soft bed of lettuce.
could have landed on his cabbage cart. But yes, that is definitely plausible.
Cool.
Could work that out.
Somehow, we can figure it out how to exactly tie it together. But my idea for my character is was a older kind of rogue, someone that's been kind of not bounty hunting exactly, but like kind of doing work that no one else really wanted to do for a while, and going on.
Was this like before or after landing?
Before that, I think that's what got her kicked or shunned or what have you. Was that she was too good at reading people, and they didn't like that. She went on one too many bad missions and or found out something that she shouldn't have, and they're like, get the hell out of here. You're causing more trouble than you're worth. And I don't know, maybe Nelly.
Because the Gwaihir are extremely superstitious.
Yeah.
So like it's could have broken some taboo rather easily.
Well, like in out of character, I could roll insight really well, so maybe I just saw through something and people were like, witch, she's a witch. And like kicked me out. And maybe I imagine because she's a female, she was, out doing the adventuring thing, whatever that is up there, and maybe Nelly's character was like, take me, I want to go. Let's go. And I'm like, no, you're precious. Go away. You're pretty and colorful and you are needed elsewhere.
Did you ever see Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes.
Do you remember that scene where Miles is watching Peter Parker? That's basically what I'm envisioning in my head, is you're out doing cool, like, I don't know, whatever adventuring thing you were doing. I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm into that.
I want to do.
Yeah, I'm basically Iron Man.
Me?
It's fine. No big deal. I just have hollow bones and could probably break really easily. It's all good. What is, I'm interested to see what other people are thinking. Sorry, Nelly, what class were you thinking?
I am a wizard.
Oh, perfect.
Herb spells.
Anybody else? Got an idea?
Can you guys hear me a little better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound good now.
Yep, that's better.
So currently I've been tasked by Athena to make a non-edgy or flashy character. So as before, I'm doing a farmer type character, so I'm gonna be a human fighter. Who uses a lance and a pick for a weapon. And he's just loving life. He's just here to have a good time.
I'm into it.
Cool.
Like, I just love the fact that we landed in the Cabbage Patch of like the fighter that's just chilling and loving life. I like it.
A regular old farmer.
He's just making salads every day. As you do.
Well, then I'm sorry about these salads. They're gonna be real gross.
As they say in the business, there's no business like grow business.
Oh God, you're gonna grate on my character real good if you're like little nuggets of wisdom all the time.
Hey, as they say in the floating islands, there's no business like crow business.
You're not on those islands anymore.
Yes, I love it.
Before I start to try to develop any sort of idea, as far as I'm seeing in the backstory, this is, besides this little isolated desert area, this is all one kingdom?
Yes.
Okay, and it's
not
led
including
from here?
Yeah, like within the where is my arrow? So yeah, pretty much this to following the mountains within the mountain area.
Okay, and then this is kind of just a
It's like
no man's.
yeah, no man's land. Much danger.
Much danger.
Much dangers.
What's
Off to the wilds.
what's with the tornado up there?
That's
That
for you.
is the It is a constant snow desert sandstorm that's wailing about in the center of the three cities up here. They're known as the Red Triad, mostly by people in Mnemoneris. They're not a kingdom. They're three separate cities that are allies, but they're not like one kingdom. They're not ruled by one person.
Through sand we stand.
Essentially.
Real quick, out of curiosity, everybody.
Aw.
You're
Oh.
breaking
Roll
up
for this.
again.
Breaking up again.
Don't break up.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Real quick, did everybody else roll for their stats already?
Yes.
I did, yes.
I did, yes.
Somehow.
Okay.
I think most.
That's something I've got to do.
Okay.
Should I do the now while we're doing this, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Is it slash roll 4D? Hold on, what was it? 46 D1. 46 D1.
That's what it looks like.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll drop the lowest.
Thank you.
4061.
Mm-hmm. Want to do that 6 times?
Good luck.
Kyle, did you have any other questions about Zara?
Just, I mean, I understand that this is the capital.
Yes.
I was looking for information on anything else that's relatively big and kind of named-ish. Can you give us like a 1 or 2 sentence base summary of some of these other places? Maybe especially Everbright, because we seem to be glowing there.
Yes. Everbright is one of the more like profitable cities. It's very big. It's known as the Beacon on the Crag. It is very multicultural. It's still like the lords that run it are still Dragonborn. Like something I didn't mention on stream, but this particular country, world in general, specifically this country are mostly populated by Dragonborn and head by Dragonborn. The city of Everbright is more multicultural. Like you'll see a lot more races coming and going. There are other coastal cities, but this is the big main one, mainly because they have a whole section, like they're up on a crag, and then there's a whole section of it that's down like right up against the water that is specifically designed to interact with aquatic races. So that is one of the main reasons why they're so well-to-do, is because they're getting trade and information and stuff from races that most, like obviously land-dwelling people, especially inland, cannot interact with. There is Strathmore up northways more. Not 100% developed out as a city, but they're big on athletics, and they tend to run an Olympics type thing every year, competitions every year, so very sports, very big on being strong and healthy.
That was Everbright that's athletic?
No. Strathmore. up
Oh,
here,
gotcha.
north here.
Oh yeah, they got those columns. I bet they host some kind of games. Also, are we rolling initiative already? Sad.
have
Core
a character
over
yet.
here is it's a large city, but it's the main military situation because of this pass between the mountains. It's a pretty wide area, and there's a lot of dangers. Like this is on the other side of the mountains, like you're gonna see like a lot of like the tribal, dangerous, monstrous races come through, and they're there to keep that out. And yeah, it's part city, part military installation. Anyone who joins the army is going to go here, and this is where they train. And part of what they do, especially like the new recruits, they'll send them along the roads to the different caravanserai, like different spread out, so that like they're traveling along the roads and they're there to protect the roads and people being able to travel from banditry, etc. And they tend to keep the roads pretty safe. Most of the time, some of them are like young and inexperienced and lazy, so stuff doesn't quite. They're not as good as like one people would hope for coming from here, but like the actual army itself. The country itself is pretty peaceful, just given where they are. So like their land army, like they boast a lot, but recently in like maybe like the past 30 years or so, like it's not as great as it had been once before. Like they were at one point really good, but like because of the peace, they've kind of gotten lazy. I mean, there's some heads like the older generals and stuff who are trying their damnedest to change that, but
So all of these here, oh, sorry, not on that. All of these are like little guard outposts or whatever.
They're caravanserai, which are pretty much hostels.
Oh.
So yeah, like because they're about 50 miles apart each, and when people travel, there are places to stop. The caravanserai, like you'll see, like I have under the basic shopping header for some of the handouts, there's the caravanserai banners, and because like people travel, there's traveling trade, there's just like just people in general traveling. There are different banners that'll fly over top of the caravanserai that'll tell you what currently that is there. Like there's the ability to send mail. Like there are people there that like there are merchants stopping there. There's a medic that stopped there. You could green is you could buy or trade out mounts there, or you could buy food there. But they're generally all a place where you could like a large barracks where you could just go and rest.
Cool.
But depending on who's stopped there at any given time, they'll lift a banner so you know what's available if you need something. And the spokes here, the original caravanserai building is there, but it kind of sprawled out into a bit of a town, and it's called the spokes because it's like the town sprawled out circularly around these roads that intersect, so that it's just the nickname it got picked up. See, it's still a caravanserai in the center, but it's become more of a town just because it's of that intersecting area.
So, okay. Well, before we decide on where we're from, I don't think we heard from Connor or Sean.
I think that's accurate.
I did have a question about the religion of the world. Like, is it normal D&D, all gods available, or
I'm
what?
just going with standard D&D. If you want to change the name of something or come up with your own god, I'm cool with that. Because originally, like, I had an idea, but at the same time, there are so many races in general, like even in base D&D, that like it doesn't make sense for there to be one religion across the entire world. You know?
Fair enough. So,
So,
multiple
like-
pantheons going on.
Yeah, so like if you want to like take the concept of a D&D god and like twist it around a bit, go for it. I'm cool with that.
Do I
Cool.
do I smell a cleric or a paladin or a something that speaks with a god?
I had two main ideas I was thinking for this campaign: either an arcane trickster or a forge cleric. And I don't want to double up on rogues, so I'm thinking more along the lines of forge cleric.
I mean, I don't mind another rogue, but I like forge clerics too. Clerics are good. I am definitely not an arcane trickster, so there's that.
But you can have like a rogue, but they can do very two different things. Same with most of the other classes, rather.
Yeah, he'd
What-
be more of a melee type of rogue.
What were you thinking for races, or had you not decided yet?
High elf if I was going arcane trickster, half-orc for forge cleric.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that now. I remember the half-orc.
Yeah, I mentioned it before.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I made like a little picture of my guy that I have to put as a character token.
Yeah, you've got 2 weeks to find tokens, or if you need me to help you find tokens, I could do that too.
I got a token for both
So, like-
already.
Because it literally takes me like 0.2 seconds to make tokens in Photoshop, so...
Speaking
Yeah, those were my two ideas.
Speaking of Athy, I don't know if you have yet or not, but for the overlay, if I could get like access to stuff and things when it comes time.
Sure. How do you generally... Do I just make you a GM? Is that how that happened?
That typically it works if you're not planning on using lighting effects. Otherwise, the easier way is to just give access to the sheet, basically like every player, except just for.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
can edit or whatever. Yeah, I don't. Unless you're doing fancy lighting stuff like Zach's planning in his other game.
I have some things set up for fancy lighting, but I could undo that easily enough.
I mean, whatever you want to do.
works.
Yeah, I'm good with fancy lighting as long as like you don't do Casey size maps. I see you, Casey.
Yeah,
Columns.
I
and-
think this is actually the biggest map.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, just giving me edit access for the character sheet so I can grab digits and whatnot when we level up.
Okay. Can do. I think you could all see everybody still currently. Because I think I had them open to everybody.
Yeah. Cool.
So Xuan.
That's my name.
Yeah, it is.
I'm thinking of doing a Gadakai Bard. Is my current plan. I had a whole plan of like a refugee kind of thing, but then you said that they're pirates, and that really intrigued me in a pretty exciting way. Because a pirate bug bard sounds cool as hell.
How
be
do they
honest.
bard?
I'm thinking like singing sea shanties and like providing
Yes,
morale boosts at sea.
but
Oh yes, but okay, sure. Yeah.
they can't speak higher than a whisper, and loud noises are bad.
Yes. Well, singing to them would be much quieter than singing to regular people, I'd imagine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd imagine for the party, my thought was using something like a minor illusion to make their voice sound louder to others. It's just but they don't have to hear it, so it doesn't hurt their ears. But I don't know. I'm open to sort of whatever on that.
That's fancy. I like it.
Just for like flavor things, because now that they're part of regular people society, they didn't like not being able to be heard. So they had to come up with some way to let all the other people hear them who can't hear as well.
Spew.
I like it.
So that's my basic concept at the moment, and based on our party comp, I don't think a bard would go awry. Not that bards ever go awry, but you know.
I love that you're choosing to like to sing when you're like at a disadvantage to do so, even though you have 4 arms to play any kind of instrument with.
Well, I mean, I'll also have a hurdy-gurdy in one set of arms, and then the other set of arms will be wielding some sort of weapon to assault my enemies with.
The hurdy-gurdy.
It's the classic pirate instrument.
Love it.
Hurdy-gurdies.
But you know, that's my basic concept at the moment, anyway.
I likes it.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you're probably coming from one of the coastal cities, or does he have to, because he's Gadakai, come from Kish?
It depends, because if he came from the pirate background where he had been part of the main force, he'd be missing a set of arms, but he could still have that backstory and like have come to become one of the refugees, and not born in Kish. So like he could because like a lot of the refugees, like this current generation, there's some that are being born here rather than back at the hive where they're from. So there's options.
So he loses 2 arms if he's the pirate background?
Yes, because
Gosh, it'd be so normal.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, males have their arms
highly
ripped off.
because their empress is a bitch and don't like men that much. So
And is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it like kind of like reverse bees, where like a majority of Gadakai in the Empire are male, and then there's a small select group of females, kind of deal? Or is it not like that? And I'm misreading.
I never really thought about it, but it could be. I know like the queen and any quote unquote daughters that she has, like they're kept separate.
Right.
But females tend to be bigger and fluffy. But like the fluffy bug furs. But if you want that, we could go with that. That wasn't a consideration I had.
That was just I just wasn't sure how that worked. That was all. I'm not really married to any idea. I also have no problem being because I kind of want 4 arms, not for any mechanical reason, just because having 4 arms is cool. Being a ladybug pirate is just as cool. I have no problem with that. But I don't know. I need to workshop it a little bit. I think I need to figure out what my whole deal is before I commit to anything too hard.
Then how do you all know each other?
Great question.
Yeah, I don't know how I would run into
what sort of adventures would you have gone on prior?
a ladybug pirate. Well, I know Kyle and I were trying to workshop something, but now he's like deep in books and changing his mind.
Kyle, what are you doing?
Have you met me? I'm
Yeah.
constantly changing my mind.
I'm with you
I'm-
there, man.
Leaning on towards barbarian or ranger, something a little more outlandy. That's why I'm trying to get a feel of the terrain to see what's going on here. Probably leaning on something out of core, as I imagine that they would have to have advanced scouts, perhaps
Yes.
into this part of the wilderness and in general all around.
Mm-hmm.
Athena, could
Yes.
you remind me? We were talking about this before. Where did my quote-unquote father scout out from?
from Gerberis. It's a country on another continent. They're mostly humans, and they are very, very, very anti-magic. They're essentially the witch hunters. The only magic, well, they're anti-arcane magic. They're big into their god, and their god is so their divine magic is the only magic that they accept, and their clerics and paladins tend to go off and are essentially witch hunters. And they would very much like to rid the world of arcane magic because they think it's corrupt.
Where is this?
It's Gerboris. It's in the other locations.
Okay.
Otherworld
I
locations.
I remember we had a conversation about how my character kind of found out because we had gone on to a kind of like journey over there, and he was a little kid at this time, and well, not little, I would say he's more teenager, maybe 15, 16, starting to get into an adult, and found out what his father was doing once they had settled somewhere here, and was just decided, I know how to take care of myself. I'm gonna go, and just decided to make it on his own, and just, be a farmer, settle down, have a good life. Where would be a good place to settle down for someone like a farmer like that?
Depends. Is he trying to avoid magic?
He wouldn't want to be near it, not as in like I hate you, but more of I'm not used to this, so I'd rather not, but he won't complain.
Well, this would not be the country to go to.
Let's see. Well, considering.
Well, wasn't like his mother from here? Wasn't that what you were saying?
Yeah, his mother was here. I think the father had found the mother while they were on the journey over, and decided to settle down. But I don't think we ever discussed where that would be.
So, like his father, his father, mother, and him in here in Mnemoneris, where his father was preaching the good word, quote unquote.
Correct.
I think probably like there are these like outer towns here. I mean, like there's nowhere to go that's really like even like way out here that's
non-magic.
But they'd be like the least amount. It's like he'd want to, especially the capital, because the capital's like the magic epicenter of this entire place.
I see. Then I feel like more than likely they would have settled down over here, but when he found out what his father was doing, he was just gonna be like, I'm out, and make his journey.
Just follow the roads.
Yeah, just follow the roads with his cart just going around. I would like him to be a little bit older, maybe around his early 30s. Just a dude on a mission to get cabbages and to get little different vegetables just around. With his one horse that hates him.
Who was playing the wizard? Wizard?
Hello, hello.
Hello. Up in Mnemoneris, there are like 2 wizarding schools. I don't know if like is he from here, or would he have come to go to the wizarding schools?
Well,
or a wizarding school? There are two.
Well, no, I was in the floating islands, so I kind of just assumed I learned it up there.
Yeah, that is. Because I wasn't sure if it was like after he landed, like a thing. He could have gone to schools to be wizardly. Because he's not really expected to do much up yonder. So
yeah.
like, cause like it would have been kind of like maybe he had like this like great love of magic and he really wanted to learn magic, but he was more humored. Like he might have gotten like maybe level 1 or like that the just learned a couple cantrips just to make him happy. But like he's not really expected to do much of anything other than sit there and be pretty and make babies. So
well, it's what I'm good at. But yeah, so what are the 2 names of the wizarding schools? If you have them.
Yes, Boglark is one and Dreskill is the other. They are run by currently 2 brothers, and they tend to have like a bit of a rivalry going on. Sometimes it gets out of hand and parts of the city get rearranged, but like wizards do. But we could work on more information on that. There's also a for sorcerers. I don't think any of you is being a sorcerer, but especially like if you've been to Mnemoneris or if you decided you wanted to go to school there for a while, you would definitely know that there's a sorcerer's school as well. But like the wizarding schools are more like college campus, like there's multiple buildings, there's stuff to do. The sorcerer's school is more like one big house. Sorcerers are they're looked highly on, especially the dragon blood ones. But the thing is with sorcerers, like when someone finds out they're a sorcerer, they're generally suggested firmly that they should go to this school to make sure that they know what they're doing and they don't accidentally blow somebody up, because sorcerer magic just kind of happens. Like they don't learn it the same way wizards do, so it's kind of like a fail-safe to try to make sure that you could kind of handle yourself. It's not required, but there's generally nudging in that direction.
Athy, real quick, could we get a all-accessible journal sheet so we can take some notes?
Sure.
Because I heard those wizard schools, and then I was frantically scrolling through the pages, and I was like, I don't see these. So, definitely would be nice. Thank you.
Do you want a handout in Roll20, or do you want like a channel?
Oh, handout in Roll20 would be great.
Because like the other group I do has like a specific notes taking section in Discord, so everybody could do it and not because the handouts, like if more than one person's trying to edit a handout, it could grow up. So that's why that was done that way. Journal notes.
All right, so me and little bird boy fell into a cabbage cart that Mike has at some farm somewhere, which sounds like it could be a lot of different places, possibly.
My cabbages.
Oh no, they'll taste bad now.
Tastes like bird.
It was
I
scary
feel
falling.
like I probably was doing my little journey, just kind of like going around with my cart.
So does
So
he
you
go to
guys-
like come from caravanserai to caravanserai selling food, vegetables and stuff?
Yeah,
That
and then
kinda
I
thing?
saw them fell, and I rushed over and just sort of like hid them in my cart, or like put them in cart just to recuperate as they ate from my from my wares to gain strength back. That's what my thought was so far. I don't know if anyone agrees, disagrees.
Yeah, I mean, I fell. I'm cool with that. Just chilling, eating cabbages, then go to school.
As you do.
So how does he feel about, like, his new bird friend wanting to be a wizard of the arcane? Oh no. So he probably would have had to visit Mnemoneris at some point.
I feel like he isn't his father, and he doesn't want to be his father. So he's just is like, if you want to do it, go ahead, have fun. Sure. Not really like thinking it's a bad thing, more of just like, I don't know much about these things, but if this is what you want to do, son, go for it.
Well, see, the thing with fathers in the Owl King, are we owls or like? I keep calling myself an owl.
You could look like an owl. Just
Okay.
General.
Oh, Athy went dark.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't
Raise your
sure if
hand.
like. But yeah, so the thing with the owls is there's I feel like there's we're us males are just meant to breed and then look pretty kind of thing. So I feel like I wouldn't really know my father too much, right? Because that would be like like he probably has a ton of kids.
Yeah, probably not directly. Like, you know who your mother is more than you would know father.
Yeah, my dad was like the Genghis Khan of birds.
Like, unless you like look exactly like him and it's like obvious who your dad is.
Yeah, Temperance probably would have put up with like all of one conversation about the poor I don't know my daddy thing between I don't know what Mike's character is. Human, right?
Yeah, human.
Yeah, you guys are like bonding. You're like, I like magic, and let's go here, and I can sell cabbage along the way. And Temperance is like, fuck this, and is trying to make her way to any kind of semi-reasonable city that is somewhere she could find work, because she has nothing now, and she knows she needs to provide for herself, even if the little owl didn't. I bet he was pampered most of his life, considering he was a male. Probably never really had to make his own way, and Temperance is like hitting the ground running, or trying to, in some sense. So whatever takes us nearest to everybody else, I don't know, maybe we can all meet in Everbright?
Yeah, so I mean, this could be post like me learning magic. I could already know magic, but now that you mention it, it is kind of interesting that like, if the backstory goes the way it is, I fall from a place where I'm super pampered into a place where a guy puts me into the cart and just gives me food.
And you're like, yeah, that's what happens to me wherever I go.
So like, I think I'm just gonna make that a part of my character. Is like, when I go somewhere, I just kind of like, yeah, what? Do you guys not have food for me? Like, what? How am I supposed to breed in these conditions?
Which one of you is hand feeding me grapes?
He would have like given that where he came from, and it would have been kind of obvious, especially wanting to go to a wizarding school and they're very scholarly. Like, they would have wanted to know, like, pick his brain and know everything he could possibly tell them about the islands. So he would have gotten like not an exactly easy ride, but he like probably was graded a little bit on a on a little curve that nobody else had. Just like, he had some perks that like others didn't, and he may or may not have noticed because of his situation.
Can I change my name to Chad Worthington?
Yes.
Skippy will just be my nickname.
Well, you're a bird. It's more like Hoppy.
I feel like, because my character's name is Dustin, last name Johansson, just Dustin is just trying to do the best to keep the two just like happy and good spirits. And Temperance was the name? Hello?
Temperance.
Temperance? I'll get the name. But they're just like, fuck off. And I'm just like, it's fine. Come on. Have a cabbage.
That's not really on my priority list right now. Also, who are you? And sorry about your card.
It's alright. It's a cabbage. It's alright. I'm trying to get this voice down, you know.
Right. Where's the nearest big city? This way? This way?
Hold on. I'm not a young man, or not much anymore. Ooh, okay. Chemistry has been developed. So what else? What else?
All right, so what is everybody else doing? Because these three characters have a connection. Let's connect to the other three.
Yeah.
I haven't even decided between which character I want to play.
All right,
still.
we're coming back to Connor. Sean's still stuck on Ladybug Pirate, I think. Kyle, what the hell are you doing?
I am significantly leaning towards Ranger. I think that's thematically appropriate for scouting out in core and also leaving core for whatever reason.
Oh, you're leaving the wall?
Breaking your oath to your brothers.
The King of the North.
The King of the North! What was I gonna say? Well, what's his name? If Dustin and the other bird people are coming from the spokes, core is connected, or at least has a pathway to the spokes. So we could meet up there. Either you're being chased down by something or tracking something we got in the way. As just an idea to throw out there, I'm not sure.
I mean, I think that's certainly reasonable. I'm not quite sure that over a road would be my character's typical path of travel.
Fair.
Depending on all things, I'm honestly a lot more interested to see how we're going to be able to phase Sean in here. And then, Connor, what were you leaning towards? And then maybe we can work that out together, and we can have just two groups meet as one.
I was leaning between the Forge Cleric Half-Orc, who'd mostly be wanting to create great weapons and stuff, or the charming con artist who is an arcane trickster rogue.
Okay, so which of those two do you actually have passion to play? As
Honestly, both. I'm bad.
You know how to make decisions when you're not sure what to decide.
Full roll a d2.
A 1 and a 2 is something, and a 3 and a 4 is or a
I
d20.
forgot to put something.
You're like, a dice!
Just a dice. It's meaningless, but it's a dice.
Okay, hold on. Alright, Willorin will be 1 to 10, and Xanroar will be...
Wait, which one's which?
Willorin is the High Elf Rogue, and Xanroar is the Half-Orc Forge Cleric. So, 1 to 10 is Will, the other is Zan. Looks like we're going Xanroar.
Woo! I love that you had the names for both picked out before you even decided which one you wanted to play.
I know.
I will be right back.
Well, I've played Xanroar once before in a campaign long ago, but I really love the character, so actually I got an artist and commissioned the picture that I currently have.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
I had a character named Xanroar. I did it in the first playtest with Athena's thing. I miss him.
Every time you call Athy Athena, I'm like, who's that for like the briefest of seconds?
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, same. All right, and that would kind of put you coming out of a more not industrial, but a more crafting type of area.
You can come from anywhere, right? Like, that's pretty applicable anywhere. Where is a cleric
he
not
came more
wanted?
from a small town and just recently left.
What is Old Meadow? Is that like a town?
That is a town.
There's also a small town by Core, that's in between Core and Mnemoneris, by where the woods are.
These are like Old Meadow, and these are like more very rural situations.
Yeah, plus they kind of put us further away from connecting with Ladybug Pirate.
True, very true.
I have a feeling like our entire group meetup is probably going to be in Everbright, and then if you can just imagine having like a group role play for those true early levels, because honestly, I don't see Ladybug Pirate going anywhere else besides Everbright.
I mean, Ladybug Pirate can wash ashore from a shipwreck anywhere there's coastline.
Can I request a name for Ladybug Pirate, please?
You
'Cause
know,
that's
Sid,
lengthy.
you know my process, and that name is last always.
Well, you have
I'm
until
bad
the
at
end of session 1, or we're gonna
I'm bad at
name
names.
her.
LBP, Ladybug Pirate, LBP.
I kind of just like the name Ladybug Pirate. Because in my head, I'm not thinking a female bug pirate. I'm just thinking of a ladybug that has an iPad.
I'm just I just want to tip like my straw hat and just be like, my lady.
God damn it.
Yep, your threatening bug is gone, Sean. You're just a cute little ladybug now that sings songs.
Lady.
When he tips his hat at the ladybug pirate, I have to lean over to him and be like, "Is that one of your concubines?" Because that's just all my character knows is like women's are just concubines.
Yeah, you're gonna get a smack from Temperance on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a nice feather to the head.
I would like it to be disclosed that is not my personal view on women in real life. That is Skippy.
For the clarification.
I'm just gonna avoid Twitch.
Don't want to draw the ire of all 5 people watching.
Yeah, right.
What could I don't know about anybody else, but could the characters, because Temperance want to already go to a big city, and it could have been Everbright to study whatever they want to study. What did you want to find work, right?
Basically, yeah. The more people that are in need of, someone with my skills.
I vaguely remember Everbright from a thing we did, Athy. Is that a more rural or more urban area?
Very, very urban. Very city. Big
So
city.
that's
City.
one place, and he could be selling his wares over there. And the Ladybug Pirate could have either wrecked or washed up onto shore. And that could take it from there. I don't know. That was just something that was...
No, that's not a bad thought.
Let me see if I could. Yeah. I have info on Everbright I can share.
Why is Everbright the only place that gets the special little yellow dot?
That's us.
That's a party. You can move it around.
Oh, weird how we ended up there first. And yet we've been debating where to start.
Because
Fair
because
enough.
that's where like the main campaign will begin. So if you want to already be there,
Subtle bat is not subtle.
Yeah, so let's all meet up right over here. And I'm not sure if everybody saw that, but it was like on the other end of the map.
Thank you.
Brightwood scary or not scary?
You now have a handout for Everbright. Brightwood is not scary, but weird things happen sometimes in there.
So not safe.
Not safe. Not normal. Like, people think it's generally considered to be enchanted fashion.
Perfect.
Fae type situations.
It'll cause lots of issues that people will need insight on and that can be investigated. Absolutely perfect. Everbright it is for me.
And maybe a master wizard. Cha-cha.
Yeah,
Doing like karate chops in the air.
Does he karate chop the air with his wings or with his feet?
No, wings all the way. It's like cha-cha.
Okay, so we got a general idea, at least, of what we're gonna... of the backstory situation. Somewhat. Also, is it just me? I don't know if anyone else thinks this, but does this map look like a dragon?
I guess kinda. Like the left side is kind of like a head.
If you look at that, it's like a
Ears or horns, nor like a snout. That's the mouth.
a snout, and then there's like steam, like where Kish is. Like it's like steam
Yeah.
coming out of the nose.
It's like a puff.
I don't know,
guess
kind of
kinda
makes
like a
me
puff.
think more of a seahorse with the little wing on the back, and the two little points up there are its ears. Things.
I've been playing too much Fallout. All I see is a Deathclaw. The two horns. You go over this way, and then the eye. Yeah, evil. You guys are looking on this side, which looks cute.
I don't know,
Most
just
things do hide something evil behind it.
I don't know, just that and the red triad and how there is a little hurricane in the middle of it where the wings are, how the wings flap and create wind, just stuck out at me there for a second.
That was deep.
Does someone have a little bongo so we can start doing poems?
Other, like, questions for stuff. Like how we're handling stuff. So, I know that we have the stream store. I don't know if you've taken a look at those items, Athy.
I am down for the store being
A lot
there
of world
used.
building stuff. Okay. And then, obviously, the crit and fumbles are still in works. I need more feedback before those go live. But inspiration, every DM seems to handle it differently. How are you thinking that you will?
I'm bad at remembering to give it.
Hmm.
Do we still do the kudos thing? Was that something we wanted to phase out? I forget what that was.
That was different for each game I think we did it in, because Casey did, like, inspiration for a while for kudos, and then he did XP, and then it was combination, and same with the Burning Winds. So whatever take on it, I like the idea of characters complementing other characters. I think that encourages roleplay, but I don't know if you want to give XP or just inspiration for it. XP is hard to track, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm down to, like, give inspirations for that. Like, you guys could give each other inspirations for awesome stuff.
Out of curiosity, has anyone thought of a look for their character yet, or we're gonna reveal that when we do session 1?
If you look at the token that I put in the Discord chat for the player chat,
I love that.
yeah, just an owl dude that kind of looks like
With the
a
wizard hat?
classic. Yep.
Because I
classic
found
wizard.
the owl harpy looking burb.
Yeah, you sent me on Pinterest this morning, Athy, because of last night, so thank you.
you want to use the one I showed you, or did you find one?
I've found more than one. I have to go through them again and eliminate. Thank you. Yeah, I've given some thought to what Temperance looks like. She's probably going to look more crow-like, but still have like a blue sheen to her black fur. She's not old, but you said, I think that they age similar to humans, so she's like 40-ish. So she's seen some shit. Haven't decided on the clothing yet, though. Like, if there's going to be a ton, because, I don't know. A little restrictive. Definitely no, like, maybe a vest and some pantaloons of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, Athy. You said female Gadakai have, like, bug fuzz, kind of like bumblebee kind of deal?
Yeah.
Is, like, this kind of what you were thinking of?
For those
Sort of.
in the
Sort of.
chat.
Like.
Because I gotta
Like
say,
the-
bug person art is challenging.
Yes. Like the ruff around the neck
Sure.
is kind of how I was seeing it, but like around the arms and stuff like that, yeah. Floof.
Oh my god, Sean. Playing such a cute character.
Dude, yeah, our party is gonna be cute AF.
And small.
And walks in the grumpy half-orc.
Accompanied by Grumpy Wood Elf.
Oh, we're gonna get along great.
And a happy little farmer.
Can I like just perch on one of your guys' shoulders?
Aren't you like 20 pounds?
30. He's a half orc.
And the racism begins.
Yeah, that was fast.
He's used to it.
You just go up there, carry me.
He's used to carrying.
Yeah, he'll
small-
just push you off.
Flapping is so hard. I'm tired.
Are we there yet?
Can I just lay in the cabbage cart?
Temperance is really happy to see the half-orc and whatever elf you are.
So.
I don't know. How did we even meet?
So starting at level 3, there is the, I think it's in the player's handbook where I got the calculation from, but I think I have it written down is 300 gold pieces plus 1d10 times 25 gold, like the standard, like the standard opening, like if you would roll for starting monies, then plus 300 gold pieces you could start with.
Oh, okay, excellent. And that's
Wait,
what we buy our starting stuff.
say that again?
So 1d10 times 25 plus 300. That's how much gold pieces you would have.
And we can buy anything with that money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet. This is how New got his ridiculous stash.
2-second mechanical question. Revised Ranger okay or standard Ranger?
Revised is fine.
I'm rich, bitch!
Oh, are we doing D10? I thought we were doing what was standard for our class times 10 plus 300.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Oh, times 300?
Wait,
No,
I'm
plus
confused.
300.
I thought it was
Oh.
1d10 times 25 plus 300.
That's what I have written,
Yeah.
but I
Oh,
think it's
okay. Sure. Yeah. I mean,
go with
whatever.
that.
Better sell some cabbages.
Fine. I'll
We'll
take it.
just split the difference.
Nice.
What?
So
What are you
300 plus
430.
5 times 10 plus the normal starting gold we would get.
310 I have, if I'm not mistaken. No. No.
That doesn't make sense.
No, hold on. I'm
What is
trying to work
350
things out in my brain.
times 10? All right, I'm just assuming who's talking.
So 1d10 times 25
So 2
Oh,
plus
times
2
20.
plus 1
plus 300.
plus 2 plus 1.
Because the 300 would be what you've accrued over.
So 325 is what I have, plus 300. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Are we sticking with average pricing found in,
Yes.
Okay. You don't want to come up with custom prices for everything, Athy? Why not?
I have a question. Oh, great. Merciful GM.
Mm-hmm.
So normally, it says that sometimes Gadakai wear like specially crafted earplugs to like be able to interact with regular people because they talk so goddamn loud.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be acceptable if like wearing those I could talk normally like a regular person, but then if I took them off to gain the advantage, which would cancel the
No,
advantage?
it's like they're physically not capable of speaking.
Oh,
louder
okay.
than that.
Okay,
That's just
I
how
see.
they are.
I see. So I'd have to use magic or something to enhance
Yes.
loudness if I wanted to. Okay, that's fine. I'm a bard. I'll be alright.
You could figure it out.
I'll figure it. I'll get a big cone as well.
Any other thoughts, questions, ideas?
Let's resurrect a dead dragon.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Nobody knows where the dragons are.
Oh, I just assumed that like we would run into bones at some point.
You mean so it's not like Skyrim where no one knows where the dragons went, and then you find giant mounds with dragon bones in them, and you're
Nope.
like, "Oh my god, who could have expected them to come from there?"
Some say they were buried in giant mounds.
They're just gone. Some people think that they never existed. They tend to be a small, like, conspiracy theory type sect of people. Some people think they all died out. Some people think they just left. There's, like, no record of anything.
I've been flying in the sky forever. I ain't never seen one. They're not there.
Supposedly, the library in Scientia has bones, and that's
Oh?
why they're why it's accepted that they did exist, but no one knows if they all died or left or what.
Let's go to Silencia and resurrect that dragon. Or whatever it may be.
I like that picture, Mike.
Thank you. I was searching like I need a farmer because I couldn't find a picture, and then I got that. He looks like a Dustin.
So, what takes place next week exactly? Like, are we just leveling to 3, or do we need to do more?
We gotta come
level
up with
to
a backstory.
3, but I would like a bit, like, we don't need to specifically roleplay it out, but like I would like you guys, even like in the Discord chat, to try to figure out how you know each other. Sean, I know you said you weren't going to be here for the first game.
I will not. That is
The
correct.
other game.
Yes. The week of the 5th, I will be gone, which would be the first session of this game
Yes.
on the
So,
6th.
throwing out the idea for how we met, because at this point, my character is just following around Sin's character. I'm sorry, I still can't remember the name off the top of my head. just kind of following her around, more of a nuisance than anything else. And did I read something about extra large wolves somewhere?
They were from the Throne of Bone when I did that, because that was in this world that's
Okay.
way up northways this way.
Never mind then.
That's where that took place.
Okay, never mind. My bad.
So what do we have so far that we can build off from?
So we have, I think our characters are following Sins around. And then we have a half-orc and a ladybug pirate.
Correct. She has a name now. It's Zara.
Zara? Okay, so we have a
Zara.
half-orc.
Zara and Xanroar.
Zara, Xanroar, Skippy. Oh, hey, look, the names are on the side. Temperance and Dustin. Am I missing anybody?
You're missing unnamed ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, an unnamed ranger.
Unnamed Wood Elf Ranger. That's as far as I've gotten. Coming
and
from
Walker,
core-ish.
Texas Ranger. So give me kind of like the demeanor and like backstories on the characters you guys got.
Who specifically? Everybody or just?
Let's start with the half-orc.
Sure. Xanroar from a small village was raised by an adopted father, who is the town blacksmith. So he has been trained in the blacksmithing arts. Some backstory stuff that he'll keep to himself for at least a little while till he gets to know you guys. And now he's off to try and find an ancient forge.
Okay. So what brings you to Everbright?
Probably looking for rumors and whatnot, and examining the armor and weapons on display in the shops, and probably criticizing most of it.
Okay, sweet. So Dustin, why are you I mean, this is your choice. I kind of just, but why are you following two bird people around?
The reason why he's currently probably following two bird people around is he doesn't know that. He probably wouldn't know their race or who they are. So he just sees them as little fragile babies, even though they're not. And plus he needs to sell his wares. So going to an urban and rural town is probably the best place to sell it. And he'd start posting up shop over there. So following them would be the easiest choice.
Okay. Zara, how did you end up in Everbright?
My current thought is Zara was a member of one of the Gadaki's ships. Eventually, they picked a fight with something they did not win, and their ship got destroyed. Zara washed up on shore somewhere, which might actually be able to tie in with Kyle's unknown ranger, potentially. Like maybe she washed up in the woods and he found her, but that's something else. And then at this point, she's kind of figures she's here now, so she might as well make the best of it. And Everbright seems like a place there's a lot of people and it could be really interesting. So why not go there? She'd like to eventually find out sort of what happened to her ship, but that's not really an option, seeing as where she's at now is sort of at war. I don't know if at war is the right term. They're not friends with the Gadaki, so they don't talk a lot. So finding out from people around here isn't going to be easy. So at the moment, she doesn't have a lot of purpose, but she needs friends and she needs someone to. She can't go it alone. So.
Okay. So unnamed ranger, do you have like enough of the backstory to like explain how you got to Everbright, or are you still working on that?
I mean, following up on that concept of ending up a little bit shipwrecked, I mean, I imagine our ranger here has typically gone from core out into the east, into the no man's land, to assess threats beforehand. And one of them was a little bit slipperier, and managed to get around core and started heading to the southwest. Track it down through a couple of forests, track it down through another couple of forests. Why are we at the coastline? Why is there a completely wrecked ship here?
Okay.
And I imagine that would kind of lead us to Everbright.
Okay, so it seems like, and Temperance,
yeah.
Temperance. So why did you come to Everbright? Because I'm just following you because you're the only other bird person around.
Yeah, and I'm actively trying to lose both you and Dustin as quickly as possible. I'm going to a big town because you guys keep talking and it's just like the little wizard owl hasn't stopped talking since he dropped, and he just won't stop. This is why they keep you guys, sequestered, is because they can't stand your prattle. But as soon as we get to the big town, I will find you were fed grapes by other people, so you were slightly... Anyway, as soon as we get to the big city, I will find work, and you will find someone to feed you grapes, and then you are out of my fur, feathers, skin, whatever.
I'm sure that's safe.
Safe?
Safe.
Oh, you don't know Temperance. She flew through the atmosphere and got down here, so she's a pretty tough bird.
Flew, was pushed, whatever, and those puns, they're not going to do well for our folk out here, just so you know. You're already...
Wait, did I say a pun?
Tough bird? Bueller? No?
Oh, no,
Wow.
sorry.
Nope.
I did not get that one. But in general, it seems like for everybody who actually has an active reason of coming to Everbright that's not just following somebody else, it seems like we're all here looking for like something.
Purpose.
Work.
Yeah, some kind of like purpose, work, quest, answers, that kind of thing.
I
So
mean,
like
there are definitely like job boards
Well,
and like need group of people for such and such situation.
I also feel like helping Zara and Xanroar and stuff like that. Like, Temperance is in a new world. She's got to build her resume of solving shit for other people. And this seems like a decent place to start, is people that clearly are kind of outcasty themselves and need a little help. That totally fits her kind of style. She'll take on the forge thing, and yeah, we'll search your pirate ship or whatever.
I don't know why. Just the thought I'm getting is a detective agency.
I could totally see it.
are we so we all come to Everbright and start a detective agency?
Yes.
I
feel-
love it. I absolutely love it.
We go co-op. No one has to know. We put a front that it's a cabbage like a farm, but it's actually a detective agency.
I swear to God, like, there's got to be at least, like, a few days where Temperance is trying to make that a reality, and, like, Dustin and... What's your owl called? What's your owl's name?
Skippy.
Skippy, yeah, of course it is. So Skippy and Dustin are there, like, trying to just make it the cutest, most prettiest little thing, and you're putting knickknacks and, like, point of sale, hurry up and buy this thing as you come in for your detective work, and Temperance is like, stop. By the time other people join, she's just, like, modeled in places, and she's got some feathers pulled out. Not looking good. Stressed.
Has anybody seen Cats Don't Dance? That really old, I think it was either Disney or Paramount, maybe? No. It was like a really old animated movie.
I have not.
Then no one is going to get the reference that I thought. Never mind.
Sorry
So
about that.
I'm kind of hearing between the stories, like you four seem to have linked pretty well, and that Sean and I have linked relatively well. do we maybe want to conceptualize coming to the town separately and then coming together with an event that groups us?
Yeah, I kind of like the. So I kind of like the thought that, like, because we already know each other by the time this starts in 2 weeks. So what if we, because I think we have a detective agency in Everbright now, and you guys were both looking for answers, for like, hey, where's my boat? Where's this something that made it through core, right? So like maybe you guys got wind of this cabbage detective agency.
Oh, that's so not how that would. No. Cabbage detect. No. Do you want people to come in or not? Why does everything smell like hot cabbage here? What is going on?
Let us solve this. Huh?
I mean, yeah, I could
Xanroar
see
would reach
that.
across the table and slap you.
Okay. Well, Skippy won't be in charge of naming it. But, so, I mean, if you guys are looking for answers, maybe you came to a currently unnamed detective agency, looking for answers, and that's kind of like how we linked up. But, you know, the relationship went past just one, like, case kind of thing.
I love that it's a detective agency because it does really work well with how the game starts. A+.
I love the detective agency because I'm a private eye in real life, and so it's just great.
Wow, fancy.
You can use what you know for the real life in the game.
Well, no, because I'm a know-nothing wizard in the game.
So yeah, I mean, clearly three. Xanroar, I didn't know where you stood in terms of that grouping. Maybe like if we're gonna bring you in on the Sean, the blown up boat in the ocean that also got connected somehow to a monster, etc., etc.
Sure.
But I don't know if we do we want to bring Xanroar in to that element and then have everybody coalesce together.
Yeah, where is Xanroar from? Is he from this continent? Is he from elsewhere?
I would say he would be from, or maybe actually from another continent. Might actually work better. He's come here to find this ancient forge for his god. So that's why he landed in Everbright. So he's like fresh off the boat, has no idea about these new races or anything. He's just brand new to this world.
Possibly gotten wind of the new coming detective agency from somewhere and wanted to know information, see if they have information about a forge or could get information and got caught up with us.
Perfect.
Is a job.
Whatever works. So
Happy
yeah,
to have
he's, like,
anything
just-
besides cabbage paying the bills.
Hey, and magic.
Yeah.
Magic cabbages.
Fresh off the boat. Let's go.
I
Run
do
into some
illusion
people
magic.
trying to figure out about a lost boat, hear about detective agency. Alright, let's go there together. Maybe they have group discount.
Wow. The budget-friendly half-orc.
Well, Skippy brings in money from doing illusion magic at birthday parties, so...
Yeah, it's not illusion. The real reason they want you there is you're a cute little bird.
But I can turn myself into a cloud.
Whatever makes you happy.
So, this detective agency needs a name.
What are we gonna... What do we have in mind?
Birds of a feather.
The Bird Father? No.
Also, Sean, how do you want to handle Zara? Like, would she be off doing something else at the beginning of...
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like,
Yeah.
with her not being there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she could maybe there's like a lead or something that she's chasing down related to her boat, and it doesn't end up panning out. So or maybe it does. I mean, who knows? But she's chasing down a lead, so she's gone at first, and then she comes back, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, all this stuff happened," and I'm like, "Whoa, I was off down by the docks. This is crazy." Just something that gets her away for a little while. But if we're all meeting up, if we have this detective agency to go back to, then it's pretty easy for them to like meet back up. Although I don't know what you have planned for the first session, so maybe they'll be gone. I don't know.
It depends on what they do. And I do have a city map. It's not the prettiest map. This is vaguely what Everbright looks like.
All right, so Skippy, I'm gonna need you to take these flyers and go knock on every single door. Start that way and just work your way all the way around every single door and tell them about our agency.
Okay.
You want me to pack you some lunch?
You should go with him to feed him lunch. He can't eat himself.
No. We need the cabbages to be sold here to support the business.
Oh, they totally will be. Put them right by the front door there. I'll take care of it.
Don't worry, I'm a master wizard. I got this.
I never saw Skippy again.
He turned himself into a cloud and drifted away.
Yes, so with Everbright, the northeast area, that's the area that was specifically designed to it's not really showing, but there are like canals that come in off the city, and there are buildings and outside areas where there's just big pools for like aquatic folk to come in and interact with the land folk. And in this the side of this cliff here, there's a tunnel that leads up to the main market area. It's a pretty long way up, so it'll come out up this way, and it's there are enchanted seashells embedded in the walls of the tunnel, so in like beautiful patterns and such. So, and they're glowing slightly, so people could always see as they're coming upwards.
Did we lose somebody?
Did we?
Yeah, sorry, internet just cut out for a sec.
Oh, okay.
Mean internet. But this down the south is the clock light, which is generally always on. Or at least like at nighttime. The clock face on the opposite side of the lighthouse shines and lights up this entire area. So like I kind of like lit up, like tried to like show the different districts. And the poor district is down another little cliff face and doesn't get much of the light at all. Basic rundown ideas.
I also like the name Heavy Burden. Throwing that one out there.
Badumch.
Heavy burden.
We make up such a small percentage of this detective agency, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you're the detective.
The first time I've heard you say that, Skippy. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Crime Stoppers and Lettuce Sale. Detective
I swear
agency.
to God, we're not putting anything about cabbage, lettuce, or any vegetable in the name. I'll take the bird puns, but no lettuce. Lettuce is
What
just
about tomatoes?
No vegetables, and not even side vegetables.
Alright.
Debatable vegetables. Anything grown in the ground is not going in the detective agency's name.
What about
Tomatoes
what's
are
grown in
grown
the
on a vine.
trees?
What was that?
What about what's grown in the trees?
If you can tell me what a tomato has to do with solving crime, then I will consider it. That's what I thought. Now put the paint down. You're not putting the name on the door.
Did you steal my pen again, Skippy?
I'm gonna go deliver more flyers.
No one's gonna read it down there. It's like a doggy door.
You have paint on your hands. Don't get 'em on the flyers.
Come on, less talky, more walky. Let's go.
I'd hop. Hop, hop. But some people call it a skip. I wink.
Oh. So what do we think about name?
Yeah, I mean, if we're trying to push it, we can just, come up with stuff throughout the week or two. I'm more concerned about what we're doing with Sean being gone the next, well, not next week, but the week after. What, are we still doing stuff? Is Sean's character, like, partially drowning, or what?
We actually just went over that.
We did. We had a whole conversation about it.
Oh, I
We had
was
a whole
totally not here.
conversation about
I was there.
I was
the
not.
detective, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think there was too much focus on fighting the tomato and plant-based puns in the detective agency name.
Either that or I walked away from the computer for a second and Kyle never tells me what happens when I walk away.
Really? You gonna throw me under the bus here? I'm trying to do character work.
Okay, well, I trust that it's figured out then.
It is.
Yay.
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
So where in the city is our detective agency base?
Yeah, Athy, where's that place that you didn't know we were going to have?
Yeah, come on, Athy.
I feel like it would be in the Midnight District, right?
I feel like this is a good, this giant one in the center, that's a decent size. I mean, we could make that work.
This is where most business happens, in the middle.
But is that for that sorry, I need to
It depends on like, I guess, the sort of, if you're taking like the more shady jobs, be down here more. It's cheaper down there. This is like the slum area.
I feel like that might be, at least in general, where 2 birds and a cabbage salesman could afford.
You're also level 3.
It's what's in the budget.
So I'm paying rent.
I'd rather have a small place in a better area than a semi-reasonable size in the slums. You're not going to get many reputable customers. I mean, over there we'll be inundated with he stabbed my brother and go find him kind of stuff. I don't even got time for that.
Also, there's no security for our cabbages.
So hear me out. Cases are us.
I like it. I think there's something there. Let's see if we can incorporate a pun into that. Like, is there...
So, what did you guys spend session 0 doing? Coming up with a name for our detective agency, mostly.
So important stuff.
Bird puns.
There's only 2 birds. We got a lot of weird people in this group. Don't shun the other weird. I mean, for God's sake, Sean's character is the weirdest by far, and we're not naming it like Ladybug something.
Ladybug pirate.
Well, she hasn't joined you guys yet. That's
true.
the whole point.
I'm a later edition.
I imagine these guys are probably coming in like as we're trying to get the word out. And we're like arguing over a name, and they're like, "What is this place?"
Right, we're like your first customers because we're the only ones.
We're still cleaning. I keep taking the cabbages out of the window. They keep putting them back in. They're gonna think we're a cabbage place.
What if like that's kind of the ongoing like just thing throughout the campaign of like we keep changing the name of the detective agency, so like Temperance names it something cool, and then me and Sean think of some pun. And then change the sign, and you have to go and change it back. Kind of thing.
Like bolded down like 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, that gives my general hatred a, consistent funnel. That's fine.
Whatever works.
So let's get this straight. So we have 2 bird people, 1 human, 1 high elf, and 1... Wait, hold on. An orc, or half-orc, sorry. And a ladybug.
You have a token human.
I
We
believe the elf
are
is a wood
melting
elf,
pot
but
of
yes.
people. This is a sitcom and a half.
Kyle is very undecided on his race, but
What's the
he's
other half?
Okay.
wood elf or human for sure.
Or something else, who knows?
Yeah, really. I mean, he's got 4 books out now. He's got like 8 browser tabs open.
Math is flowing
Yeah.
through his head right now.
Yeah,
Could you exaggerate more?
I'm not. Do you want me to take a picture of your
Sure,
freaking
Chandler.
layout? Could this desk be any more full of D&D?
Yes.
I was gonna say probably.
Hey, Athy,
Mm-hmm.
can I price a hurdy-gurdy as a loot?
Sure.
Because they both have strings. It's a pretty
I mean,
tenuous justification, but
A hurdy-gurdy is a bit more complicated.
it is. Yeah, but there's nothing,
Just
there's
a
nothing in
little
here
bit.
that's like a hurdy-gurdy, so I'm at a loss here.
Maybe 10 more gold over.
Sure, I'll
Oh,
add it, take up another 10. I got gold to spare. I'm fucking loaded.
Oh yeah, does anyone have a name for the horse that hates me?
There's a
Horus?
horse that hates you?
His horse
Yes.
hates him. Apparently.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta
We're
go
gonna
on.
have a horse?
Horse.
Okay. Horse.
Horus.
That's a good one.
Hortense.
Horses. Horses, here's a who.
But hay is for horse.
Hortensio.
Horatio?
Ooh, I like that one.
So we got a Horatio.
Horatio, the hateful horse.
That's such alliteration. I like that. All right, I think we have a good base so far. I think.
Hooray.
And then whatever we do in between, we can, if you want Athy to actually earn our level 3, we can roleplay some of that out at the beginning of the next session.
Do we have an in-character?
Oh, they're coming for you, Sean.
Detective agency on the loose.
We could also make it in-character text chat as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that
Yeah.
works?
I think I just repurposed whatever you had for the other one, so I can add another one.
I don't think I had one.
No.
But yeah,
Do we
this
wanna?
this
do we
game
wanna
could
set
go
this- oh,
for.
sorry.
I was gonna say like this game could go on quite some time. So like if you want to do any like between session roleplay, in the Discord chat, there's also that as well.
So we got an out of character chat, DM notes, and RP chat.
There we go.
Do we want to set up a like a day or a time to do this RP, just so we're not doing it and like some person isn't there or can't be there? If
I
that
think
makes
it's
sense,
kind
I'm
of
not sure.
It's
I think
that
that's-
whole D&D thing being that whole trope of it being hard to get everyone together.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of advantages to being able to do this by text, and that's one of the advantages of being able to do this by text is have it so that time disjointed people can all participate.
Yeah.
At whenever.
True.
Yeah, can we like be working on a case over this like next week? Like the lost puppy.
I feel like that's what Skippy would see it as.
Classic.
I gotta print more flyers. They came back too soon.
Who's the one that made these flyers?
It was literally just scribbles of like,
Yeah, I was
need
gonna say,
help,
there-
come here and map.
There are no printing presses. They're all hand done or foot done.
I
Just
feel
stayed
like
up all
you-
night so that you guys would be gone.
I feel like you would task Skippy to create, like, you make one, and then you're like, all right, recreate this, and then Skippy does his rendition. It just gets worse each and every time.
Yeah, it's like a bad game of telephone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like so every time I would do it, I would try to think of a cool name for the detective agency.
Each one has a different name.
Yeah, so like somebody would come in and be like, "Is this the Hawkeye Detective Agency?" And they're like, at the same time, someone would be walking in and be like, "Wait, is this not Cabbage Crime Stoppers?"
Cabbage Crime.
That sounds like we're
Different
stopping
names.
cabbage crimes, like exclusively. There were so many rampant in the town that
Or
there
are we
needed a
cabbages
business.
that stop crime?
Just
Why
chucking
not
cabbages
both?
at people to make them stop. I'm
Athy's
fine with
already
that.
regretting her life choices. It's like, why did
I live for this bullshit. Yeah, you guys could pick a building, probably, or in like this general area. That could be your base of operations.
I like this like really skinny small one right here. Or is that a street?
No, that's a building. This was like there's that fantasy city generator thing that I kind of generated and then abused until submission. But yeah. Is this the building you want? We could put a mark on it. Images.
I mean, I don't want to speak for the rest of the.
No,
That's
I want the other gray square. I don't care. It looks like the smallest / cheapest one.
Yeah, skinny. Look, we have a nice courtyard
Ah.
at the back.
It comes with its own giant ninja star on the roof. Thank God.
We can renovate it to suit our owl sleeping needs and / crow sleeping needs. And every Thursday we can drop red paint on the sidewalk outside.
Why specifically Thursday?
Just owl superstition.
Yeah, you can do all that stuff to the back door.
I
Go
don't
crazy.
know if that's good. I don't know if that's good for my cabbages.
But it's good to keep the monsters away.
Are you okay? Or-
So the bird people are just like super superstitious.
Yes.
That's like their
Their
thing.
thing.
So that
I feel like
just some
sorry.
random superstition.
I feel like Dustin wouldn't know that, so he's like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right with you?"
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
I don't know if that was sarcasm or legitimate.
Temperance is just glued to the window, like, help me.
And
Someone.
Skippy just like turns his owl head around 180 to look at I keep wanting to say Trevor, sorry. Dustin. Be like, yeah, no, I'm totally fine. Like, head backwards.
Yep. All right, going back to my cabbages. And just walks out. I just really want to see like either an animated thing of Temperance and just Skippy. Just what would they do?
She-
Well, I can give you like a real life version of it. Like, find one of those videos on YouTube of a hawk killing a smaller bird, and that would be what it is.
Like that one buddy that just gets released after this family had taken care of it, and just a hawk swoops in and just grabs it.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I'm not gonna eat you, I just want you to stop talking.
No
and for business
problem.
to come in.
I can be the most silent bird you've ever known. I take it as my duty. No, my responsibility to be quiet.
You're failing this game already.
From this moment forward,
You're still talking.
you shall hear not a peep, not a chirp,
Swear
not
to
a
God,
boo out
I'll
of
find
me.
a new use for those fucking cabbages in a minute here if you don't shut up.
There
Stop
will
it.
be no words spoken in this shop from this moment.
I'm gonna go spin a sign outside and try and draw in some
I
business.
swear it to you.
Temperance takes a sign and starts doing the sidewalk tricks. Trying somebody, please.
And then
Half-Orcs, welcome. Please give me a legitimate purpose.
instead of actually making a sign, I could just cast minor.
You could, but that involves you, and I don't think you're understanding the whole point of me stepping outside. Stop breaking shit in there.
Actually,
sometimes I just summon thunder.
Actually, you should want him to do that because minor illusion only lasts a minute, so you'd have to stand outside and cast it all day.
I could literally be a magical version of a sign twirler.
But if he casts it outside... Oh, wait. That's a good idea.
Outside.
He'll have... Yeah, and then I have to go inside to make more flyers. Lock door.
Do it.
Are you abusing your brother again?
Not my brother. Not related. We're just birds. We're both birds. How many times do I have to tell you this?
No, not related. We're just birds.
You humans, you're all the same.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start pointing out every other human to Dustin and be like, "Is that one your brother?"
I feel like Dustin would just pat him on the head and just keep walking. No words, just a smile. Just keep walking.
So does anyone else have any other questions? Because I think we're starting to wind down on infos.
I would agree. I'm getting loopy tired. Kyle and I have been up since 3:30.
So, are we meeting 8:30? Was that...
We can... I don't know why my calendar says 8:30, but I can change it if you want to do 8. It's just nights
well, is it easier for you to get here by 8:30 than 8?
So what are we thinking? 3 hours for this, I assume?
What was it, 8:30 to 10:30, 11? Was that what?
I thought it was 8:30 to 11:30, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I thought it was closer to midnight, right? 8:30 to 11:30 or midnight was the... Or I thought it was 8, but it was to 11:30 or midnight.
We can do 8 to 11, and I'll just, tell work to fuck off. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't...
She's fine.
I may have a problem because my boss wants me to take night classes so I can work during the day. I haven't gotten my schedule yet, so I don't know if that conflicts or not, but I can see. But that's during September.
We'll figure
more than. Yeah.
Is it just September?
No, this is starting college stuff. Yeah.
Don't you pick your classes?
Yes, but because of what I have to take, I need to see either if I can double up a day or if what I can do. So I need to meet with them.
Remember, from one college to another, always take 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
You don't want 8 a.m. It's terrible.
You don't. Yeah.
You think 8 a.m. is fine? You're like, I got up for 6:30 for high school. 8 a.m. shouldn't be a problem. It's a fucking problem. It's not acceptable.
Because you're in charge of your life now, and that's a problem.
Exactly. And it turns out that's awful.
No.
Yeah,
Give yourself a break.
Yeah, you guys are weird. I do my best schoolwork at 5 a.m.
You also
You're
have
a
worked at
crazy
Starbucks for 4 years.
I got a place near my job so I can roll out of bed 20 minutes before.
Oh my god, I fucking hate you. Oh my god. I'm stuck in traffic 3 hours a day.
3-minute walk from my desk.
You're the worst.
I'm gonna start sending you death threats. Just casual mail death threats.
It's fantastic. Sometimes the traffic is really bad because there's a guy who walks this really cute dog, and he's usually walking his dog when I go to work. So sometimes I have to stop and pet the dog.
Aww.
You shouldn't have said that she's going to use the dog as a sacrifice.
It's not my dog.
Wait.
Aww.
Hey,
Cute
Larger
puppy.
birds do sometimes eat dogs.
I
It's a
do
pretty big
not.
dog, but possible, I suppose.
Pictures, or it didn't happen.
I also saw a dog with
Fair enough.
Motorcycle goggles on one time. Like it had like a whole vest and getup, and it had like a little like doggy car seat on the back of its owner's motorcycle. It was adorable.
I think we've officially steered off topic, so I'm going to stop the stream. Just
Bye,
They need to
stream!
know about the
dog goggles. Okay,
Dog
that's how we're
bicycle
ending
goggles.
this. Damn it, we can't ever end on point. Okay, bye.